Hello, hello. I'm Mr. Monty, geometry teacher at Lewis and Clark High School. And we're back for lesson number 4 in our 2020 series in preparation for the Geometry EOC at the end of May. We've got our folders with our notes, answer sheets, problems that we're working on. We have our little flip chart where we're starting to track all the different vocabulary. One of the toughest things we do in geometry, the logic and reasoning unit, contained induction. Induction. The looking for patterns. Most of you are really good at patterns until they give you one of these big, long, complicated ones and say, given the first 3, find the 5th one. Ugh. So in our class we actually did this marshmallow and toothpick exercise to try to go through this one. But here's what I always try to do. The very first thing, I just look and write down what I see. Then we try to get a pattern. Then we try to calculate something. Let's go through this. Right off the bat, assuming the directions said we're given some sort of shape built with toothpicks, I just want to write down how many squares I have. Let's do that first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 4, 9. And it's asking for the 5th one, the 5th set. Well, we can start to see a pattern. We added 3. We added 5. 7. 3, 5, 7, 9. So maybe a 25. So we have 25 cubes, 25 of those little squares. Maybe. Now let's look at the actual toothpicks used. 4. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Let's look at that pattern. 4, 12, 24. Added 8. Added 12. You think 16? Which would be 40. Add 20. So 60. Kind of a guess, looking for a pattern. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Many times they're just going to ask you for the actual end result. This would be the number of boxes. This would be the number of toothpicks. Then if they really want to push you on these assessments, they're going to ask for the nth one. Nth term. Can we write this in a math form? A math form so that if somebody says, find me the 10th one, we could just plug it in. Whenever they do that, let's just write, this one was the very first term. N is 1. This was the second term. N is 2. N is 3. Then in this case, N 4. N equals 5. This really pushes us here. This really pushed us here. At the beginning, N would be times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4. Wow, it's doubling itself, isn't it? Like a squared deal. Could be. n squared, n squared, n squared, n squared, n squared. Hey, I think we found a pattern. If we just wanted the number of boxes, it's just n squared, n squared, n squared, n squared, n squared. Oh, that's so cool. Here, though, when we came here, this was harder. Times 4, times 3. No. This was times 4, times 6, times 8, times 10, times 12. Interesting trying to find patterns here. We can see a pattern. It is growing. Anybody see what to do to get the nth term? Whenever you have these really difficult ones, break it into parts. Break it into parts. Show your work, because that's going to get you partial credit. These are almost always essay type questions. Show those teachers that are grading this that you're seeing the pattern. Okay? Seeing the pattern. Then actually write a sentence. I don't know the actual formula, but I see that each term is growing. Okay? Remember, on the geometry EOC, just like the algebra EOC, when you run into an essay type question that makes you do this thinking, show your work, build as you go, and then go on to another problem, because it's almost impossible to do every one. Okay? So, induction, looking for the patterns, you're going to get those nice ones. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What's the next term? 12. Then you're going to get these big, long, hard ones. Break it into parts. So you saw we did 3 things. Set 1, we just looked at the actual pattern growing. Wow, that was fun. That was easy. Then we actually looked at the bigger pieces, what it took to make it grow. Got a little bit more complicated. Then when we tried to find the nth term, wow, that was hard. Okay? So the most important thing to remember, take it in steps, take it in pieces, and remember that each term is n. Try these 3 practice problems and see how you do. And then come back and we'll go on to lesson number 5.